Hi there, welcome to Entertainment Stop. And in this video, we're going to discuss the pilot episode of Seinfeld, the popular 1990s sitcom that you can find on Amazon Prime over here in the UK if you want to go back and catch up with it. Ben, this was your suggestion. Can you just give me a quick overview of why you chose this show to recap the pilot?
Well, number one, I remembered how much I hadn't watched it for a while, and then I saw it appear on Amazon Prime. And even though I've got the DVDs, I'm so lazy I can't be on to get them out. So I thought, why not press a button and give it a shot?
These are first world problems, this, when you can't even be arsed to get a DVD out of a DVD case.
I'll admit that.
It works out for me because, as you know, I'm pretty much, I like to go about 80% all digital these days, so these
Yes.
streaming services work out quite well for me.
And also, I remember it being pretty good. As I say, I hadn't watched it for a couple of, at least 5 or 6 years, and I hadn't seen the pilot since I originally watched it, so I thought, why not give it another shot?
Fair enough. So, just a recap of how the pilot goes. So, it obviously follows Jerry Seinfeld and his life, but the show is all about him, and he's expecting a female to come and visit, a female friend to come and visit,
Yes.
flying in. The whole thing's centered around her flying in, and then he's bantering with his friends as to whether she's flying in to meet him because she likes him, or whether she's just using him as a stopover and a place to stay while she goes out and conducts her
Yeah.
business.
This all starts off in the coffee shop where it's not the coffee shop we come to know and love, but this is just like there's nobody else in this coffee shop apart from these two.
This is Pilot Coffee Shop where you
Yes,
can afford extras, Ben.
can afford extras.
So in the coffee shop, you meet George Costanza, who
Yes,
is like the most neurotic character in the whole of television.
but really not in this pilot.
Not in the pilot, no.
It's
It's like
pretty it's pretty normal.
it's quite a different character to what you get later on, isn't he?
Completely different character.
And you don't meet Elaine. Sorry,
And no, she's not in it at all.
she's not in it, but you do meet Kramer.
You didn't, but again, it's not. It's the same Kramer, but totally different character.
Yeah. So just as a quick recap, because I'm not going to do the whole show,
Yeah.
but it really is. It does set the scene for it being a show about very little, doesn't it?
Yes.
Because the whole premise, as I said, is about is this woman into him or is she
Yeah.
not into him, and his neuroses and how he doesn't really know how to figure it out. He won't ask her on the phone.
No.
She comes over, but he gets a spare bed for her just
Yes.
in case. And his friend George is telling him no, she's not into him. I mean, she might be into it, and it's that whole
It's all about the signals.
signals, Jerry, signals.
But also in the pilot, there's this weird character that you never see ever, and that's the waitress.
Yeah, I don't remember her from anything,
She's not in any other episode above.
but it looks like she might be a main character in the pilot, and then they
It
obviously
looks,
cut her.
it looks as if she was supposed to be.
Not worth it. Not worth our time. So George is completely different. He's quite sane in this
Yeah.
in this one, which is unusual because later on he becomes, as I said, incredibly neurotic. But we also meet Kramer,
Yeah.
who I tell you one thing about Kramer, you can laugh. It doesn't matter if the character's the same as it
No.
later becomes. You can laugh at Michael Richards' interpretation of this character. Just it's just the little things he does, like when he's going through the magazine and
Yeah.
he starts ripping out the magazine, and Jerry's like, "That's I've not read it yet," and he's like, "Well, let me have it when you're finished with it," and he kind of
Like
lifts
so.
it and just places it back in and closes it, but it's like his facial expressions, the little twitches and things that he does.
No matter what you think of Michael Richards as a person, as an actor, he's a genius.
Well, he's certainly a comic genius, and it to me, he grasped this character by the
He
throat
thought,
straight
he
away.
thought he did, but not when he grasped it. He took it to a whole new level.
Yeah, he did.
So from day one, he knew exactly how he wanted to play that character.
Well, cookie's not the word,
No,
but he just walks into Jerry's apartment,
yeah.
and that's kind of like a running gag as the series goes on. He just kind of walks in, but
I remember on the DVDs that I've got, they have like a Kramer entering the apartment. So every time I enter, the count goes up by one.
and he doesn't just enter the apartment; he kind of
No.
launches himself into the
And
apartment.
then he skates in, it's like he slips.
But I don't think he did that in this one, did he?
No.
But in this one, he's wearing his. Actually, it was an entrance, but the
Yeah,
entrance was his dog.
yeah, that was weird. It's never, apart from this pellet, I don't think he has a dog, does
I
he?
was just about to say, do you remember there being a dog in the show?
No, but he comes in to get some meat.
Yeah. He comes in to get some meat, but the dog bursts in and starts drinking water out of the toilet. And but that's what started making me laugh was him coming in to get the meat and him hit his head directly into the fridge, and he comes out and he's eating like half a pack of ham or something like that.
The one thing that I did that I need to go back to is they also have a scene in the laundrette where people are listening to this conversation
Yeah.
of the two of them discussing this and the women at the back are going, they're just nodding their head going, he's right, you know.
I did enjoy the sort of back and forth between George and Jerry. It was
Yeah,
quite good, and it does build the foundations for how it goes
they
on.
have they have one line in the laundrette where he's going. He's getting George is getting bored, so he wants to stop the cycle.
Mm,
And then Jenny's going, it's not finished. And Jenny's going, you can't overdry and you can't overwear.
yeah, it was really good, and that's what they mean by the show about nothing. They're
Yes,
talking about pointless stuff, but they go into it with to such the nth detail that it becomes interesting.
yeah, because it is a show, but it's a show that's something because as you say, they go into such a say it's a small detail. They dissect it like those.
They pick and pick and pick up. They picked to that one so much that I even started thinking, can you over dry?
Yeah,
I mean, how hot is too hot? How dry is too dry?
yeah. I thought about the overweighting situation because you kind of something can be absolutely
You
sodden.
can 100% over wet.
You can do
I don't want to get my clothes out of the washing machine and then them be like they've just fallen in a puddle
this. No,
because they'll be sopping wet, not mildly damp.
no.
That's why I've got a spin function.
But these are the sort of thing the show makes you think about.
It does, and it was brilliant. One thing I didn't like about the pilot was they really went overboard onto his stand up set.
Yeah,
They cut into his stand up set quite a lot.
I was going to bring that up. The pilot came off more like a play to me.
Yeah, it was very much so.
It was like you had like three scenes
Mm.
of the main stuff, and the rest of it was all intermissions with the stand up.
Yeah, so it was almost like he was being the I don't know, what do you call him, the compere, whatever you would call
The
for the comedy show.
the stand up had something to do with the show. The little stand up guy had they had a stand up bit about clothes. They
Yeah.
had a stand up bit, so it was all tied together, but it didn't flow very well.
Well, to me, that's because they probably took his set and then picked things out of it to create the show about, or to create
Yeah,
the pilot on.
I think that's what. And they have like the stand up in the first, I think it's 5 seasons, but then they drop it, which is much better for the show because it flows much better.
He probably quit stand up by that point.
But here it was just too much.
It was like it was overbearing. It took me out of the show a little bit when we cut to so much of his gigs in that in the comedy halls and things like that. It took me out a bit.
And there was what was it? There was something else. Oh yeah, when he's in the apartment by himself and he's watching I think it's a hockey game or something he's watching.
Mm.
And he doesn't want to know the result.
Yeah,
And Jenny's trying to answer the phone and tell the person immediately, if you know the score, don't tell me.
that's how he answers the phone, isn't it?
Yeah,
And then
we can
Kramer
all,
comes in and ruins it for him,
yeah, looking for his meat.
looking for his meat.
But we can all relate to these things.
Mm.
You know, you've waited to watch something, and then somebody ruins it for you.
Oh, spoilers. They're the worst.
Back then in the 90s, it probably wasn't as difficult as it is today. Today you just switch on something,
I know.
and it's there.
But, well,
But it just goes to show, spoilers were a thing back then.
spoilers were a thing back then, but they didn't have Twitter to ruin everything.
No. But that's one thing I really took, even spoilers back then were the bestest thing.
Well, I think you're, well, yeah, because people taped things, didn't they?
Yes.
Well, we used to tape stuff. I'll tell you one little last thing on this pilot that they kind of set up. I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but you know how later on in the series, um, his obsession about Superman, he loves Superman, doesn't he? That's his like favorite comic
Yes.
character. Did you notice his pajamas were like the Superman colors?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
they were,
no, I don't even know if they were pajamas or whether they
no,
were
but
just his jumper and
it
some
was whatever
trousers.
he was wearing. It was just basically to show that he loves
Yeah, it
Superman.
was like red and blue.
But why are the oh yeah, the woman that got it turns out the woman that was supposed to was
Meat.
worried about decided to come and stay,
Yeah.
and he was so amazed because people have convinced him it was the real.
And he was whining and down there, and she
Yeah,
wanted to turn the light down to get,
yeah,
and he thought she was wanting better mood, sort of a more a relaxed sort of vibe. And she asked if he had any wine. He said, "Oh yeah, I'll get you some wine." So he's thinking he's on to a winner here, and then suddenly the phone
he
rings,
gets his phone call.
and she's talking away. And then she goes something along the lines of, "Oh, your life changes when you're when you're engaged, doesn't it?"
Yes,
Something like that. And then you find out that was her fiance on the phone, and by that point he'd already agreed to a 5 hour trip with her
he'd
around
already
Manhattan or
agreed
something like that.
on his boat ride.
So he was looking forward to this 5 hour boat ride, knowing that he had no chance in hell with this woman.
Yes, it was just,
And
and you could see
that's kind of how it went off.
that was it. As I say, as a pilot, it wasn't very well structured, but the ideas of the show were there.
The ideas of the show there, and this idea that he can't read signals was
No,
a good running theme for the actual episode.
yeah, overall, I thought the pilot wasn't well structured, but overall, the ideas were there for what the show would become.
Yeah, I'd give it somewhere thumbs in the middle.
Yeah,
This pilot, it wasn't a home run, but they certainly took it and ran with it.
it was definitely a thumbs in the middle for me.
Yeah,
And also, I was quite because we watched this on HD. I mean, I know this is not on the show, but the HD upgrade was terrible, to be honest with you.
it was a bad transfer, wasn't it?
It was a bad transfer.
It was a bad transfer, but I let them off with it because it was '90s.
But, overall, it wasn't a bad throw. It was just, as you say, thumbs in the middle.
Thumbs in the middle. If you do watch it with like a filter of on your glasses, and just remember it is only a pilot, and that the show does get a lot better as it goes
I
on.
mean, from what I remember, the first season was only like 6 episodes because the network weren't even convinced themselves.
Well, that's crazy considering how it got on, isn't it?
When you think about it, 6 episodes back then was was nothing.
Yeah, I know. Well, they didn't cancel everything every 5 seconds.
From what I remember, it was like a replacement show.
Yeah.
The network had to put on when they cancelled something else. So they had this 6 episode run of this Seinfeld Chronicles, I think they called it back then.
Well, they hit a home run in the end, didn't they?
And then, well, it still makes money for Jerry Seinfeld today, so.
Exactly. I mean, he's laughing all the way to the. Well,
He's
thanks for. Well, I think we'll cut it there because we're kind of going 15 minutes in, and we don't want to get too long. But
no.
no, a good shout that one, Ben. Good shout that one. I definitely encourage anyone that's got Amazon Prime or still got it on their DVDs or videos to go back and rewatch it and just see how much the show has actually changed, but did pick a few little things from that pilot.
Yes, definitely.
Well, thanks for joining me to discuss that, Ben. And if you like this video, please think about subscribing to the channel for more, more videos like this. Think about giving us a thumbs up. Doesn't cost you any money, so free to do.
And you know
Subscribing's free to do.
and you know what they all say, don't forget to ring that bell for notifications, very important.
Oh yes, very very important. That ring that bell for notifications for any future videos. Ben, where can people find you?
At Ironside 1982.
So at Ironside 1982 on Twitter, and you can find me at James Allen Newell on Twitter. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.